Howdy folks, it is Diecastbuffet here again, and Wave 7 for the NASCAR Authentics line has been released unofficially. As the time of this video, Wave 7 has actually been found in stores, and it's actually got some really good paint schemes. We'll be discussing that here, so consider it officially leaked, unofficially leaked, officially found, whatever you want to coin it at. We got Wave 7. Make sure you give the video a huge thumbs up, and let's go ahead and dive into it. So I got to give a huge shout out to, on Instagram, Dirty Mo Diecast for finding these, and for the photos of these cars. All credit to him, so go check him out on Instagram. Link down below to that. We'll also have links down below to reviews for all of these diecasts, which unfortunately means these are not exclusive. Yes, I know. But let's go ahead and dive into it. So the first diecast we'll be showing is William Byron's Valvoline Chevrolet Camaro. These are all Gen 7 diecast, and yes, they are on the EL mode, not the PTC mode. So the same mold you would see for this diecast right here, you know, a Gold Series piece. So very thankful for that. That Wave 7 is considered a good wave. Now, I can't confirm or deny if any of the decals are kind of messed up. You know, the blurry ones we've seen in Wave 3, and of course, you know, the built bar and the discount tire car we saw in Wave 5. So I can't confirm that. I haven't seen these cars close enough in hand, so I'm just going to consider that maybe none of them have it. Who knows? Anything's possible at this point, because I don't think we're done with the PTC mode, unfortunately. But the William Byron paint scheme, in my honest opinion, I would skip this paint scheme. I wouldn't pick it up in the Gold Series. I wouldn't pick it up in the Authentics line. I would get the Darlington Throwback. That's a hot-looking paint scheme. Next one here is going to be Kyle Busch's DEWALT Toyota Camry. An amazing looking paint scheme. Unfortunately, it doesn't have those chrome numbers, but if you did get the Christopher Bell DEWALT car a couple waves ago, you could get this one, and they would both have a similar matching number set. But I advise you to save your money from the Authentics line and just pay a little bit more and get it in the Gold Series. You'll get those chrome numbers. They're beautiful, man. I love them. And of course, you know, for all your Gold Series diecast needs, you can shop over there at Circle B Diecast. You can save on shipping with that promo code DIECASTBUFFET for any orders $30 more. Make sure to check that out. And for all the cats who do use that, you are awesome. And if you don't use it, you're still awesome. So third car we'll be talking about here, this is another botched Alex Bowman paint scheme. The Ally Best Friends Chevrolet Camaro. I'm going to be honest with you, this paint scheme is kind of all over the place. I love the idea of it, but the fact that it's not the same color it's supposed to be on the racetrack. And I feel like last year's car was better with the purple and the orange. That's just me. But it kind of looks like a Fruity Pebble car, if you ask me. But regardless, if you're a huge Bowman fan and you like the NASCAR Authentics line, you might as well pick this one up as well. The fourth car here we'll be talking about, I don't have an actual photo of the Authentics one for here, but you can see on the car back that it is supposed to be there. This is the Chase Elliott LLUMAR paint scheme. Now, a lot of people don't like this paint scheme. They didn't like it on the Gen 6 car. Personally, I liked it. It was like so quirky and weird that it actually worked. But it's horrendous on the Gen 7 car. Not to mention the colors are darker on the Gen 7 car. So I would advise completely not picking up this car. And also a little bit of a Larry McNugget I learned this week. A-Shock Energy apparently is leaving Chase Elliott. So if you want to get those A-Shock Energy cars, I would get them now, because they may never make more of them ever again. I would not pick up this one. Save your money and get the A-Shock Energy 2022 paint scheme. The next one here, best Kevin Harvick paint scheme perhaps of the season. It is the Subway Ford Mustang. There's a lot of detail to this car. You obviously can't tell because it's just, you know, the camera quality. You got to really get this car and take your freaking light like this and zoom in on it to essentially get the little Subway S's as the background where the green is. It's a beautiful paint scheme. Again, we already did Gold Series reviews of all these paint schemes, so you can check it out down below in the description. The next car here is going to be Ty Dillon, the Black Rifle Coffee Company 42 car. This is so cool. The first time we get a Ty Dillon 42 car in the NASCAR Authentics line. Unfortunately, it's the only year he drove that car. I'm sure there'll be at least one, maybe two Noah Gragson paint schemes coming on about for next year. Or technically this year. But this paint scheme, I love it, man. It's a great looking hot rod. Love this paint scheme. Even if you're not a Ty Dillon fan, you really need to get this car in your collection. The next one here is going to be Joey Logano, your defending Cup champion, the Shell Pennzoil Ford. Now, again, I can't confirm if any of these have the botched decals or not. From what I see, I can't honestly tell. This one might have messed up ones. It might not. Don't take my word for it on that. But if you do see these in your store, just look at them closely. And the easiest way to tell if your decals are, if it's you know, every car is going to have a few errors. But some of these have, like, they're printed with completely different decals. They're, like, stamped on and they're blurry. Trust me, if you've seen the Built Bar car from Wave 5, you would understand. The easiest way to tell this is look at the Cup Series logo. If you cannot easily read Cup Series, then you know it is a messed up car. I can't tell if any of these are because I haven't seen them in hand. But, yeah. So if you're a Joey Logano fan, go for it. But if I had to pick a paint scheme that you should get instead, I would get his Darlington Raced Win. Even though the wheels are a little bit inaccurate with that one, you can quickly swap them out. You can paint those. No harm, no foul. I would get the Logano Darlington Raced Win. This one here is a banger of a paint scheme. The Ryan Blaney Worth Ford Mustang, another Ryan Blaney diecast in the Authentics line, one of the most popular drivers out there. Beautiful looking hot rod. Really is a good looking car. Definitely with the paint scheme that it does remind me a lot of Brad K's Worth car, but it's so fresh and unique with the Gen 7 diecast. Man, if you haven't seen that diecast, man, you got to get that piece. Beautiful, beautiful race car. And the final car of this wave, and is also our chase piece. We haven't seen this. Again, this has not been officially released as of the time of this video. This showed up in a store, and the customer found it. So it could be released immediately. It could be released in 3 weeks. We have no idea when they may or may not do a video. But this one here is Brad Keselowski's Castrol Ford. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. This paint scheme might look a little bit better than the Gold Series edition. The reason why is because the roof number has a stale gray color to it. With the door numbers on the Gold Series have the chrome numbers. I love chrome numbers, right? But it looks kind of weird seeing a flat, like, just plain Jane gray on the roof of the car for the number. And then you have this beautiful metallic chrome on the side. So my point is, with this being the Authentics line and not having the chrome numbers on the sides, this one might look a little bit more complete and compared to the Gold Series in a weird way. I don't know, but that's Wave 7 for the NASCAR Authentics line for 2022. I have no idea how many waves they're gonna do for the 2022 year. I've heard maybe 12 waves. I've heard 10 waves. At this point, anything goes, especially with the PTC mode and the botched decals. But you know how I feel about these things. All these cars have been out in the Gold Series for quite some time. All these paint schemes you could get in your mailbox right now in the Gold Series. You have the window banners. You'll have the colored interior. Oh, by the way, you'll guarantee you get the chrome numbers and all that good stuff with it. So if you haven't picked up these cars, go for it. But to me, this wave honestly doesn't do anything as a collecting purpose because I've already reviewed these cars. I already bought these cars. But it does disappoint me not seeing it exclusive. And I don't want to, keep repeating myself here, but if you really want people to go crazy over these Authentics waves, you have to put exclusives. I know these things are planned months ahead. You don't know how the pre-order is going to come out. Take a diecast and say, screw it. The only way we're going to put it or make it is we're going to put it in the Authentics line. Like, could you imagine if they put, like, I don't know, just a random Xfinity driver in one of these Authentics waves? Just a random Xfinity driver, a random Truck Series paint scheme. People will go crazy for it, my dude. And I don't like when they put a whole bunch of cars that were already released. I know things have been delayed, but they were already released in the Gold Series. When these show up in your stores, it's like a lame duck, theater because, oh, by the way, the first 2023 diecast is actually out now. It's Chris Buescher's primary paint scheme, the Fifth Third Bank Ford Mustang. That is the first official 2023 diecast. And for the first time, I think it could be a decade at this point, it was released in 2022. It was actually released days before the new year. The last time I can remember a next year diecast releasing the prior year, ooh, we might have to go back to Nextel Cup. I can't remember. That's how far of a time it's been, because they used to do that way back in the Winter Circle days. They would have like 2002 preview, and they would release it in the late December or maybe November of 2001. So they were already preparing you as a consumer for the next season. I would love to see more of it. Yes, it is only the metal chassis version, and it's air freighted, but I think this could be really, really good for consumers moving forward. And that's something I really like that Circle B Diecast has been doing. They've been giving the customers the option to have air freighted diecasts. Like, instead of you going to a racetrack and paying $15, not to mention the gas, the travel, and the time, if you are like bent on paying $15 for a 164, why not get the metal chassis version of it and get it shipped to you? And you don't have to spend all your time doing that. And that's what Circle B Diecast has been doing. They've been getting air freighted shipments that might go to a racetrack or something. They're getting them shipped directly to them, and then they're able to just, distribute it to the consumer like you and me. So it's amazing. And I think this could be a good change moving forward. Perhaps that would help, maybe ease some of the more impatient fans out there to be able to get your diecast earlier. And I'm all for that. I personally think all primary paint schemes should be completely assigned, approved, and put out there before the first lap of the Daytona 500. That's my honest opinion. I think that's how it should be. Teams should be obligated to get their paint schemes ready to go before February even starts. That's just me. So probably January, honestly. But anyways, that's all for now. What do y'all think about Wave 7, guys? I look forward to reading your comments down below. Thank y'all so much for everything y'all do. And hopefully this will be a good year for the channel. Hopefully we continue to keep growing. I want to hit 5,000 subscribers. Hopefully we're able to do that. And yeah, that's all for now, guys. Diecastbuffet. God bless. Signing off.